Rainy Bites, a daily dose for self-improvement.
Do you often feel insecure and doubt your abilities? Do you find yourself constantly comparing yourself to others and feeling inadequate? Do you struggle with negative thoughts and a lack of self-worth? Do you have trouble setting and achieving goals due to a lack of confidence in yourself? Do you have difficulty forming and maintaining relationships due to a lack of self-esteem? If you answer yes to almost all of the above questions, your level of self-esteem is very low. Low self-esteem can be a debilitating and overwhelming experience, but it doesn't have to be permanent. But don't worry. In this video, we will be discussing practical and effective ways to boost your self-esteem and improve your overall well-being. Whether you're struggling with self-doubt, negative thoughts, or a lack of motivation, we've got you covered. Self-esteem is the opinion we have of ourselves, and it can be influenced by a variety of factors such as past experiences, relationships, and personal beliefs. When our self-esteem is low, it can manifest in negative ways such as feeling unworthy, inadequate, or unable to handle difficult situations. However, by implementing certain strategies and techniques, it is possible to improve your self-esteem and increase your confidence in yourself and your abilities. Here are 8 secret tips to boost your self-esteem. Tip number 1. Identify negative thoughts and beliefs. Tip number 2. Challenge negative thoughts. Tip number 3. Practice self-compassion. Tip number 4. Set realistic goals. Tip number 5. Surround yourself with positive people. Tip number 6. Take care of your physical health. Tip number 7. Do things that make you happy. Tip number 8. Be gentle with yourself. Let's talk about 8 secret tips how to boost your self-esteem. But before we proceed, kindly like, share and subscribe this channel. Tip number 1. Identify negative thoughts and beliefs. The first step in boosting your self-esteem is to become aware of the negative thoughts and beliefs that are impacting your confidence. These may include thoughts such as I am not good enough or I will never be successful. First of all, start by keeping a journal or a notebook where you can write down any negative thoughts or beliefs that come to mind throughout the day. After that, take note of your emotions and physical sensations when these negative thoughts occur. This can help you identify patterns and triggers for negative thoughts. Next, practice mindfulness techniques such as deep breathing or meditation to help you become more aware of your thoughts and emotions in the present moment. After that, use self-reflection techniques like journaling or talking to a therapist to gain insight into the origins of your negative thoughts and beliefs. Finally, ask yourself if these negative thoughts are based on facts or assumptions. This can help you to see that they are not true or not completely true. Do you get the point? In continuation of previous tip, let's discuss tip number 2. Challenge negative thoughts. Once you have identified the negative thoughts and beliefs, challenge them by asking yourself if they are true. Are they based on facts or are they assumptions? Are they helping or hurting you? Firstly, identify the negative thought or belief that you want to challenge. Write it down or say it out loud to yourself. Remember, you need to ask yourself if the thought is based on facts or assumptions. Is there evidence to support it, or is it just an assumption? After that, look for evidence that contradicts the negative thought. For example, if you believe that you are not good enough, think of instances where you have succeeded or received positive feedback. Next, reframe the thought into a more positive or balanced perspective. Instead of I am not good enough, try I am still learning and growing, and I have strengths and abilities. Keep in mind that you need to challenge any cognitive distortions such as black and white thinking, overgeneralizing, and catastrophizing. As a follow-up, practice self-compassion and remind yourself that it is normal to have negative thoughts, and that you are not alone in this experience. After that, don't hesitate to replace negative thoughts with positive affirmations, repeating them to yourself when you find yourself thinking negatively. Lastly, keep in mind that challenging negative thoughts is a process and it takes time and practice. Be patient and gentle with yourself. Do you get the point of tip number 2? Let's move on to tip number 3. Practice self-compassion. Be kind and understanding towards yourself. Talk to yourself as you would talk to a friend. Remember that everyone makes mistakes and no one is perfect. Here are some tips to follow. Number 1. Start by acknowledging and accepting your own feelings and experiences, without judgment. Secondly, treat yourself with the same kindness, concern, and understanding that you would offer to a good friend. After that, speak to yourself in a kind and compassionate manner, using I statements rather than you statements. Besides that, remind yourself that everyone makes mistakes and no one is perfect. Therefore, you need to practice self-forgiveness. Moreover, recognize that difficult experiences, emotions, and mistakes are a part of the human experience and that you are not alone. Don't forget to practice mindfulness and focus on the present moment, instead of dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Keep in mind that difficult situations as opportunities for growth and learning, rather than failures. Lastly, engage in activities that make you feel good about yourself, such as exercise, meditation, or spending time with loved ones, to boost your self-compassion. Are you still with me? Are you ready to continue to tip number 4? Here's tip number 4. Set realistic goals. Setting goals and working towards achieving them can be a great way to boost your self-esteem. Make sure to set realistic goals that you can accomplish and celebrate your progress. You can start by identifying the areas of your life where you want to improve your self-esteem, such as career, relationships, or personal growth. Then, break down larger goals into smaller, manageable steps. Setting smaller, more attainable goals can help you build momentum and feel a sense of accomplishment. After that, prioritize your goals, focusing on the most important ones first. Make sure that your goals are realistic and achievable. It's important to set goals that are challenging but not impossible to reach. Furthermore, create a plan of action for achieving your goals, including specific steps and deadlines. As you created the plan, take action towards your goals immediately. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Please remember to track your progress and celebrate your accomplishments along the way. Lastly, be patient and flexible. Achieving goals takes time and sometimes things do not go as planned. Be open to revising your goals or plans. Is this clear to you? To further elaborate on this idea, let's examine tip number 5. Surround yourself with positive people. Surrounding yourself with people who are positive and supportive can have a huge impact on your self-esteem. Seek out friends and family members who uplift and support you. You can start by identifying the people in your life who are positive and supportive. Make a list of the people who make you feel good about yourself and who you enjoy spending time with. Spend more time with people who lift you up and less time with those who bring you down. This may mean limiting or ending relationships that are toxic or draining. Besides that, seek out new positive and supportive relationships, such as joining a club or group that aligns with your interests or volunteering in your community. Remember that you should communicate openly and honestly with the people in your life about what you need from them in terms of support and encouragement. To boost your self-esteem, surround yourself with people who have different strengths and perspectives, and learn from them. And don't forget to practice gratitude and appreciate the positive people in your life. It's very urgent to avoid negative people who are always complaining or critical and try to avoid their company. Lastly, remember that it's not always possible to have only positive people around, but you can choose how much time you spend with them and how much influence they have on you. Is this making sense for you? Now we'll discuss tip number 6. Take care of your physical health. Eating a healthy diet, getting enough sleep, and exercising regularly can have a positive impact on your self-esteem. A healthy body can lead to a healthy mind. Here are some steps you can do. Firstly, start by setting a schedule for yourself that includes regular exercise, adequate sleep, and healthy eating habits. Secondly, prioritize getting enough sleep each night and make sure you have a consistent sleep schedule. Thirdly, choose a form of physical activity that you enjoy and make it a regular part of your routine. Aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate intensity exercise, 3 to 5 times a week. Next, make healthy eating a priority by choosing nutrient-dense foods, such as fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins. Besides that, take care of your body by practicing good hygiene, and investing in self-care items that make you feel good, like a nice bath, a massage, or a new haircut. Lastly, remember that taking care of your physical health is an ongoing process, and it takes time and effort to establish healthy habits. Is this making sense? That leads us to the next tip of this discussion, which is tip number 7. Do things that make you happy. Engage in activities that you enjoy and that make you feel good about yourself. Whether it's reading, playing a musical instrument, or painting, find something that you are passionate about. First of all, start by making a list of activities that bring you joy and make you feel good about yourself. This could include hobbies, interests, or pastimes. Secondly, prioritize incorporating these activities into your daily or weekly routine. Thirdly, Set aside dedicated time for yourself to engage in these activities, whether it's 30 minutes a day or a few hours on the weekend. You can also experiment with new activities and hobbies, and be open to trying new things. It's also recommended to surround yourself with people who share your interests and hobbies, and spend time with them. Remember that it's okay to take a break from activities that no longer bring you joy or make you feel good about yourself. Don't be afraid to set boundaries and say no to things that don't align with your values or make you happy. Lastly, keep in mind that it's important to make time for activities that bring you joy, as it can have a positive impact on your self-esteem and overall well-being. Are you with me so far? Last but not least, let's discuss tip number 8. Be gentle with yourself. Be patient and kind to yourself when you make mistakes or when things don't go as planned. Remember that boosting self-esteem is a process and it takes time. Here are some insightful tips. First of all, start by being mindful of your self-talk and the way you talk to yourself. Be mindful of the negative thoughts that come to mind and try to reframe them into a more positive perspective. Secondly, practice self-compassion by treating yourself with the same kindness, understanding, and forgiveness that you would offer to a good friend. Remember that everyone makes mistakes and no one is perfect. Practice self-forgiveness and try not to dwell on past mistakes. Keep in mind, learn from your mistakes and use them as opportunities for growth and learning. It's urgent to take care of yourself by setting realistic expectations and not overloading yourself with too many responsibilities. It's also important to set boundaries and learn to say no when you need to. Don't forget to practice mindfulness and focus on the present moment, rather than dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Lastly, remember that being gentle with yourself is an ongoing process, and it takes time and effort to establish a positive and kind inner dialogue. In conclusion, boosting your self-esteem is an ongoing process that takes time, effort and patience. It involves recognizing and challenging negative thoughts and beliefs, practicing self-compassion, setting realistic goals, surrounding yourself with positive people, taking care of your physical health, engaging in activities that make you happy and being gentle with yourself. By implementing these steps, you can start to build a more positive and confident view of yourself. Remember that it's okay to make mistakes and not to be perfect, and that it's important to be patient and kind to yourself along the way. If you find that you are struggling, don't hesitate to seek support from a therapist or counselor who can provide guidance and support in your journey to boost your self-esteem. If you found this video valuable, please consider sharing, liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.